Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to Stormworks, and we are once again working on our oil rig. So, in the last episode, we kind of did some more mechanical things, and in a couple, it might have been the last episode, but a couple episodes back, if not the last episode, we built this kind of storage container thing. Now, I have pretty big-ish plans for this thing, so what we're really going to do is we're kind of going to make this a diving room. So right now I am working on a little structure to kind of hold up some winches for the diving belt, and then you can raise and lower yourself down to the wellhead. So that's kind of the current plan. I will say before we get into too deep into the video, sorry if I sound a little froggy, guys. I'm coming down from, or coming off of a sickness, so I do feel fine now. I'm just a little stuffy, so I apologize if I sound a little goofy, but yeah, that's all right. We'll get through it. And the only other thing I have to say is, if you guys like this build series, don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button. You guys have shown a lot of really, really good support for this, and it's just really, really good motivation. So we're slowly getting there. I know it's a really long project. Lately I've been working on trying to prepare our other project, the AWACS tanker, VTOL, whatever you want to call it, for the workshop. So that's kind of what I've been doing in the background. Once I get all of that done, I'll do a video. I'll make an announcement. I'll let all of you guys know, and you guys can go check it out on the workshop. But enough of that, enough of the yapping. We're going to get right into the video. And yeah, so right now I'm just kind of working on our diving bell. So I'm taking the overall dimensions of it and just going to move it down a little bit so we have a little bit more room to kind of play with. But yeah, that's kind of the plan for this episode, guys. So yeah, just sit back, relax, enjoy the video. I'm going to let the time lapse roll, and we will talk in a few more minutes. All right. Well, we got a lot of the blocks placed out. Now, I know some of you guys have already commented or might want to comment. This isn't an enclosed diving bell, so you're not going to be able to go down super, super deep, and it's not going to have like an acclimation chamber and all of that kind of good stuff. So we're not doing that. It is going to be a wet diving bell. It is simply a mode of transportation up and down. So don't expect anything like that. Now, if you were paying attention, you'll notice that up on the top of this, basically we're connected via a winch, and from those two winches, one of them is a cable and one of them is a hose. So the idea really was that the cable would control and transfer the electric. Obviously, you need a cable. And then the other side where the hose was, we are going to add this kind of reel through so you can charge the scuba equipment in the diving bell. So that is kind of the idea with that. Now, a little weird to use because you're going to have to swap some other equipment on. So I kind of acknowledge that this isn't like a perfect system, but I wanted to have some sort of diving bell, something for the divers. I mean, if you're doing ocean oil drilling, you need divers. So that's kind of what this entire thing really is about. And I know it's kind of a less detailed, kind of more goofy part of this build, but it's just another one of those, simple little play features that I think will really kind of help out a lot. So we kind of got this thing all fleshed out. It's in its final dimensions. So now really what we got to do is we got to add a way to kind of connect it. So I'm going to add a hard point and sliding rail. We're going to take that sliding gripper and we're going to bring it below the deck quite a few more blocks so it's easy to catch up. And then I think we'll probably build a funnel around the entrance so the diving bell can kind of self-align itself. But yeah, that's kind of the plan for the time being. And with that plan, we just got to add a couple simple controls. Now, I might as well talk about what the kind of plan for the rest of the room really is. So the rest of the room, this is just going to kind of be like a diving stage area. So there's going to be a lot of diving equipment in here, some medical equipment, some underwater welding torches, that kind of good stuff. So pretty on par for what you would see in, like a diving area. Nothing fancy. We're not going to enclose it either. So this is just going to be open outside in the elements. I did add a couple heaters, but it's not going to have air conditioning or anything like that. If you guys really need to cool down, you can just go into the superstructure. But yeah, so that's kind of what we're doing here. I'm just working on the composite panels for this real quick. And I've just got to do a couple OR gates and some reeds, and I'm sure somebody has a better way to do this, but I don't know. I've been trying to push myself to use the composite panels more often lately just because I do think they look better. I just find the process of hooking up composite buttons a little annoying. It's not really hard. It's just extra steps, and there's already a long enough list of things that I need to get done. So yeah, I've been trying to use them more. So I figured I would just leave this in here for any of the maybe Stormworks new guys. And that is a composite panel. So all I did there was took my composite out of the instrument panel and put it into a couple reeds on bools 1, 2, 3, and 4. And then I just changed the arrow buttons accordingly. But yeah, that room where I stuck the microcontroller, I might as well talk about this quick. That room back there, we did mention it in the video that we built the server room back there, but essentially that is a server room. So I'm using it primarily for a lot of kind of microcontroller storage really is what we're using that for. But we're just going to give this a test real quick. I just want to see what problems it has because it's Stormworks and it definitely has some problems. And there's our problem. So yeah, so we definitely got to build that funnel down on the bottom side. That way it doesn't come in all crooked. And that is pretty simple to do, really. We're just going to take a couple of these sloped wedge blocks and we're going to surround this. We'll paint it up, make it look a little bit nice. But yeah, this should be plenty enough to kind of align our diving bell. Honestly, I might not go all the way around. I might just do the 4 corners. And that way, as soon as any of the corners kind of hit, it will grab and align itself correctly. The other thing I think we'll do to kind of help out with that is like I said earlier, we'll take that sliding gripper that grabs onto the diving bell and we'll extend it below the deck a little bit too. That way it stays aligned well before it can bang into anything, if that kind of makes sense. So yeah, I think that this is probably going to be a pretty good addition. This will hopefully make it a little bit more reliable to use. And I'm just going to give it a fun little checkerboard paint job. But yeah, that's kind of what we're doing here. So I'm just going to, we're going to get some more blocks down. And then once we get this diving bell completely wrapped up, I'll come back to you guys at the end of the video, and we'll kind of spawn it in the real world. This video is going to be probably a little bit shorter, but we're doing a lot less, and I didn't want to, the next video I have is kind of like opening another big can of worms, so I didn't want to do that in this, and I just kind of felt like it's better to have a little bit shorter of a video than to kind of have you guys going, all over the place. And if I were to bring the other footage in, this video would probably be at least 30 minutes. So I don't really like cutting up the recording sessions too much, at least, between projects. I don't really mind if they're super, super long and I'm working on the same thing. I don't care. But with different projects, it just kind of starts to get a little messy, especially leaving off where you were and whatnot. But yeah, we're going to let the time lapse roll, and I will cut back to you guys in just a minute. All right, well, we're back in the real world, and I've got this slowed down to real time for you guys. So this is live, and we're just going to give this thing a little bit of a test. So no more building. Like I said, this video is a little bit on the shorter side. So, thank you if you made it to the end, as always. I really appreciate that. That helps us out quite a bit. And again, I know that this was kind of just a slower episode. We didn't really do all that much, just kind of a fun little diving bell project. But yeah, in the next one, we'll definitely pick it up and get back into the more detail-y stuff. But yeah, you guys can see it works pretty well. It got down here. Now the ropes are jiggling all over the place just because I have this on low physics. Normally when I record, I'm on low physics just so I can give you guys a better frame rate in the video. But yeah, enough of that. That's just completely off topic. But anyways, that is all I have for you guys today. So again, if you made it to the end, thank you. I appreciate it. You can see everything is going crazy and all over the place with these low physics. So probably a good place to end it here anyways. But yeah, guys, thank you so much for tuning in, and I will catch you on the next one. I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.